Okay, so welcome everybody. I've got the end of a really weird cold, but Katie and I, Katie Cavenagh and me, Ralph Havens, we were just talking about how something really cool came in for Katie, and she's been doing a lot of self-reflection and inner work, and to see like what does she really want. And I think it's very timely because I myself also have been, just stuck with this cold, and it's a time for not being able to do other stuff. So reflection and something really cool happened with Katie and her work and what's going on over there in the West Hartford, Connecticut area. So I want to just say, Katie, thank you. And can you share this whole idea of what happened and what you got going on?
Course. Thank you. So yeah, if you know me, you know I'm all about manifestation and alignment and really working to clear the blocks for what's in the way of you really getting what it is that you want. So I am human. I have blocks as well that I have been working through. And it's very interesting when you get to a certain point and getting over that threshold what opens up for you. So this energy that we're in currently is very, very fast. It is swift moving, transformative energy. And when you hop on that current, you better be ready to ride the wave because it takes you all the way to exactly what has been your dominant thoughts. So when you think about manifesting the things that you want in your life, there's the three steps. Obviously you have to know what it is that you want, you have to surrender, and then you have to be open to receive. So you have to be really, 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 really clear about what it is that you want for yourself. And I'm not talking like material things, but I am talking the essence of the desire. How do you want to feel? What do you want to be putting out into the world in terms of what's coming from your heart? And how do you want people to respond to that? So when you have that idea, and when you feel it within you and you're like, yes, this is right. This is so right. You start to find all of these opportunities that just become almost like magnetized to you. They show up and you have this thought like, oh, I need to jump on that. Yes. And you don't necessarily question it. And it's not necessarily, again, making like any rash decision. It's just looking at what is coming into your awareness, into your reality that is aligned and congruent and says, "Hey, pick me. I can help you along your path to your greatness." And when you say yes, there is like an overwhelming feeling of just gratitude and joy and excitement, even when these things may cost a lot of money. So, part of what started all of this for me was saying yes to a hypnotherapy course. And at the end of April, I will be a certified hypnotherapist. And choosing to do this was, it felt absolutely right. And it was something actually that I looked into a few years ago, but couldn't afford. And so now it's more expensive than it was several years ago. But I decided that yes, I'm going to do this for it's mostly honestly, I'm going to be honest, it's for me to get myself over some things that I'm still working on, but also hypnotherapy is very close to meditation. So being able to take these two things for myself and bring them out, and strengthen and enhance what it is that I already do felt like something along the right lines for me. So saying yes just really opened me up to receiving a lot of other things that were right in alignment with my plan for moving forward. And I think, again, all of it started back in January. For those of you who don't know, my new business is the Sacred Cocoon, and I will be moving into a new space where I'm already at the Red Barn. So I'm very, very, very excited.
And this is
Everything
West
is
Hartford, right? West Hartford, Connecticut.
the Red Barn is actually in Durham, but I will still be around town. Um, but when I did that, it felt really scary at first, but it also felt really good. And when you take those steps in the beginning, after you've made that decision that things are going to be different for you, big opportunities show up for you that confront your fears in the most in the most beneficial way, but not always the most enjoyable way. But it does give you super focus to what it is that has been blocking you from whatever success you have been working towards. So anytime you make that decision that you are absolutely going to do, be, or have whatever it is that your heart is set on, then the universe is going to send you those opportunities to give you that chance to say to yourself, yeah, I have the tenacity. I am audacious enough to go after what it is I want, no matter what gets thrown in my way. So that's the first part is making that decision and noticing what comes up. And it's surrendering really to being able to notice those things that are coming into your awareness, and into your reality for you to jump on. You have to surrender and know that things are not going to necessarily show up the way you think they're going to show up, and you never know when things are going to show up either. So this is one of the reasons why we can't hold on so tightly to very specific things, because we don't know how they're going to show up. And even we can set ourselves a timeline, or let's do this by a certain date. And usually the universe, you have to make it realistic, but usually the universe will deliver by that date. So when you're surrendered, when you're in that state of surrender, what you're really doing is you're holding the essence of the desire in your energy field. There's nothing that you have to actually like do in that sense. Yes, you absolutely have to take action, which then again shows the universe that you are serious about what you're doing. You are taking the steps that you know that you have to take, while everything else is kind of being created for you to come in exactly when you need it. So it's taking these steps, one step after another step after another step after another step, and then all of a sudden that opportunity shows up for you that you've been waiting for. So what does all of that mean? Real quick, this was my timeline. I set up my business, right? Got my LLC, my EIN, got everything set with the state, to officially do a new business. So that was step one. That was the decision. Things were starting to be put in motion. Then it was a hypnotherapy course and doing this work and opening myself up. There's a few other things that I can't necessarily talk about just yet, because I'm going to keep them under wraps until I'm ready to um, kind of bring everything to the forefront. But let's just say that I got a couple of downloads about my business, about where I can bring it, some of the things that I'm going to be doing, how to structure it, how to market it, how to integrate it. So that was part of the surrender, is being able to receive that information, those downloads, because again, I'm holding on to the essence of the desire. I know what I want at the outcome. I know how much money I want to make. I know the kind of person I want to be. I know the kind of people that I want to help. I know the kind of help that they have been asking for, because I've been listening for the past 3 years to my clients. So all of this taken in together creates that new version of you. And you have to be willing to step into that new version of you before that new version of you technically, quote, quote, arrives, even though it's already here. So starting to take action, any guided action that you get, or even anything that you can think of about how this new version of you would act. How does this new version of you show up? And every single day trying to do something along those lines
Mm.
to remind yourself that you are already this person, and you're just at a different place on the timeline than what you have created in your mind for the outcome, right? So it's not going from here to there, it's just being, and just like almost like stepping through that energy, like like the wind at the beach, as it kind of just like wishes
Yeah.
past you, and you step in and you're like, oh, this is so refreshing. And that's really how we can manifest a lot of these things. And then just yesterday, put the deposit down on my new office. So, and it's the perfect space. It's exactly what I have been asking for. And it does not require me to have two offices in two different towns, paying two different people. Everything just sort of fell right into place. And as I was talking with Janice, the owner of the Red Barn, it was like a gift from the goddess to have me take this space. And so it just worked out so perfectly for all of us. And, our landlord's happy and we're happy about that. So it's just this progression of things falling into place because I'm open to receive them. There's really no block in the way saying that I don't deserve it or I'm not worthy of having it or I can't figure out how to do it. All of the healing that, I do with Ralph, the healing that I do on my own, the healing we do in our group, all of that has helped to release a lot of those things that I was holding on to before and open up to be really truly be able to receive this new opportunity, which is literally exactly what I have wanted. And it just opens up so much more for me, as well as the Red Barn in Durham where I work, just for both of us, for both businesses, and for even for anyone else within our business. We have like 18 different practitioners. It's just such a huge opportunity for all of us to continue to grow in the way that we want to. So again, just knowing what it is that you want, taking the time to figure out who you want to be, what needs to happen for you, what do you need to give up, what else do you potentially need to learn, what else haven't you been willing to recognize that is empowering about yourself, right? That's magical or powerful or inspiring or creative or, all of those things that, again, we equate successful people with, right? Successful people are confident, they're courageous, they take risks, they're highly motivated, they listen to the inspiration that they get, they think creatively. So when we want to be a successful person, we need to adopt these mindsets or characteristics and start showing up in that way before we have what it is that we want. And it's almost like playing this game of pretend and convincing yourself, almost, I guess I can say it that way, convincing yourself that this reality is actually possible for you. And when we do that, the brain and the body don't know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. So your subconscious starts looking for proof. It accepts that new reality that you have just created in your mind, in your heart. When Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about being in that emotional state, that emotional intensity of the created example in your head, then you're really powerfully emitting that energy into the universe in such a way that the subconscious is like, yeah, this is real. This is what we're doing now. And you will start to step in, you'll start to notice all of these things. And it's only when we consciously pull ourselves out of that vibration that things start to go awry. And then we start to think that things don't work. So when there's doubt or when there's worry or when there's fear that comes in, this is the opportunity for you to really tune in and say, wait a second, how would the new version of me handle whatever is coming in? This new upgraded version of me is it can look at a new perspective or has the ability to figure out a different resource or call upon someone new or whatever it is that you need for yourself. And when we're willing to even just entertain a different perspective about who we are, then we have already put that momentum out there to be created. And any thought that we think, it gets created in the universe. So when we're thinking thoughts of lack, of fear, of discontentment or disempowerment, that is what we are going to receive back. So when we put ourselves into that success sort of timeline, then that is what we get back. But we have to make sure that we are believing, even when there's doubt, put the little caveat in there. I am willing to believe this is happening even though I'm scared and don't know what to do. I am willing to believe that my new business is as successful as I declare it to be, even when it's difficult at the start, right? Whatever it is that you need to say to yourself, but it's really holding on to the belief that you absolutely can do this. We are so much more powerful than what we have been told. And a lot of people right now are starting to understand that, are coming into this idea that there's something about energy, right? Everything is energy. And we have been conditioned to look at everything as physical or tangible. But when we are willing to kind of open our perspective up and work with energy, not only just in manifestation, but also when it comes to our health, our relationships, our physical appearance, even there, our money. I am going to throw that in there. Our fun as well. When we tap into energy, there's just something. There's really no words for it. It just really is magic. And these things, your life just becomes very, very different, and you can see and you can feel and you can fully experience what it's like to ride this current and surf the wave, if you will, and enjoy it, because life is supposed to be easy and effortless and joyful. And we are the ones that decide for ourselves that it's not going to be that way. And even in talking with Janice yesterday about, moving into this new space, we both agreed this felt so easy. And
That's so cool.
everything should be this easy. Everything can be this easy. And I think that's kind of the moral of the story here, is allow yourself this ease and grace to receive what it is that you want, and just being open to the support that's coming from the physical realm, from the non-physical realm, the support and the inspiration that you get in your dreams, or, from books, or just even from nature, and really tuning in to your own personal power, because our minds create the reality that we experience. So whatever we are putting out there today is going to show up for us tomorrow. And this is when, and literally this is when, these next couple of weeks before spring hits, to plant those intentions, right? The seeds of your intentions. What do you want for yourself, in the next 6 months, in the next 12 months? What do you want for yourself just today? And start somewhere, but start planting your intentions, because we are in some very fertile soil. And again, that fast moving manifestation energy. So anything that we are planting, whatever our dominant thoughts are, that is what is going to be showing up for us. We also have to remember that when we plant these seeds of intentions, we have to nurture them. We have to give them our attention. We have to take care of them. We have to weed the garden. So noticing when I don't want to call them negative, but the unhelpful thoughts come in, what do you do? Do you spiral out with those thoughts? Sometimes that is necessary. You have to go down that hole so that you can understand something that's down there for you as a piece of wisdom. And we do also have to understand that we need to experience some of the polarity, right? Enough, it can't always be a 10, right? All days are not a 10. We do have to experience those days that are like a 1, and that are just complete trash, so that we can understand what it takes to have most days not feel that way. Right. So as we move forward, it's really about taking that action and moving from an inspired place rather than an, oh, I need to do this type place. Because when we are inspired, more and more inspiration can come to us. We are open to receive the communication from the non-physical realm, and that guidance to take whatever actions, or to, um, change certain mindset things about ourselves, right? We'll always be shown exactly what we need, exactly when we need it, because we can only be at the step that we are at. We can't be anywhere else. So when we are using this energy, when we're in this manifestation, when we're surrendering, when we're listening, right? We really we need to slow ourselves down and just be in the present moment, because that's really where the power is. That's where all the magic is. It's in the present. It's not in the past. It's not in the future. And when you are willing to be very, very present, yes, you still got the mind chatter that goes on. We all have problems that we deal with, but we don't have to get all caught up in that mental loop. We can be present, we can notice all of the things that we can be grateful for in this moment, and also through that gratitude notice what is moving us along that path that we decided that we were going to go down. So
That's
that's
awesome,
kind of
Katie.
like the really, really condensed, very fast version
Well, it's
of
awesome. I
the
want to
act of
share the
manifestation.
screen because I posted stuff in the Facebook, and I just want to show people where it is. Because there's different, here's so this is Katie and I do this in a group setting to give you support and empowerment in the group setting. So so you can look for that here and see if that's a good fit. This is Katie's personal page, and you can go contact her there, especially if you're in the Durham and that area of Connecticut part of the world. I made a little article about people that have health challenges and how we solve that. And then this process that Katie was talking about how to go get very clear on what you want, and then how to start to go through a process to shift the energies of it. I put it in here. So grab all those links. I'll put it wherever we put this on Spotify and everywhere else, and reach out. Thank you, Katie. My voice was not good today, but I'm so glad we got on anyway. And I'm excited about your new space. And I know you've got some stuff that you didn't share of what's coming in that space. So I'm excited to let people know about that. So let me know, and thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. And thank you to everyone who's tuning in. It is, I know it's been a while since we've been here, but we will be back. So don't worry, and we will see you next time. So thank you for tuning in.
Thank you, everybody.